everybody. This is Rick. Welcome to another episode of Hey Pastor, Have You Seen This? A production of Allen Creek Community Church. And this is where we just take some content from the internet and you get a pastor's take, a Christian worldview take on something that's making the rounds on the internet. So as my friend Dan likes to say, this is my cold take, which will turn into a hot take. All right. So without further ado, oh, by the way, if you have something you'd like to throw at us, send it to social at ac3.org, and we'd be happy to react to it. Also, you can comment and see what you think. What's your hot take on what I'm about to see?
Here's how I started a cult at Harvard University. That's me right there. This is midnight on a school night. Let me explain. The premise was that every week was a week. The first week was pool week. We swam in pools, we played pool with pool noodles, we played pool with pool noodles, we carpooled, we pooled our money. You get the idea. And since every week was a week, we would choose the new week each Sunday at midnight at a massive ceremony called the Choosening. That right there is the original pool noodle from pool week. We spread the word little by little. So on change week, we changed our clothes, we changed our minds, we changed our answers on midterms, but we also handed out physical change. People said, why are you giving me change right now? I said, it's change week. They said, what's change week? And I said, come to the Choosening. And they did. So this was the Shark Week into Camp Week Choosening, where we formally drew Camp Week as the new week. Guys, cults are easy. You present a lifestyle revolving around some kind of ritual. You create special traditions and vocabulary. And then it's just community outreach.
This is great. Well, yeah, so super funny. The Choosening, we've got to remember that for something we're going to do at church, the Choosening. But I guess his larger point is just this idea that people are easy to trap into cult-based thinking. What's fascinating, I guess, for me, and this is a total tangent because I guess all I can say about this is that's funny, and without him going deeper into it, I think probably someone at Harvard might have lots to say about how gullible people are and perhaps how religious people especially are susceptible to cultish thinking because they are so superstitious and that kind of thing. So I guess maybe that's my little bit of commentary on this is that I just find this fascinating. I just saw something the other day about how Bill Maher was just railing against the next generation. If you know, Bill Maher is kind of raging atheist, does a lot of cultural commentary, and raging against the increasing gullibility and stupidity of Gen X. And he gets a lot of pushback. Okay, boomer, and he says, listen, it's not because I'm old. It's because your new ideas are dumb. And so he just kind of rails against the increasing gullibility. What's fascinating is the commentary that I saw was noting how the very same generation is wildly expanding its unbelief and the nuns and all that kind of, which Bill Maher takes credit for. It's like, thank you, you're welcome, he says, when told that upwards to 40% of Americans now have no religious affiliation whatsoever. So interesting that increase in the gullibility that Bill Maher rails against, which would lead to cultish thinking, is also corresponding to an increase in unbelief. And I think that goes against the stereotype, doesn't it? So yeah, cultish thinking is a very real thing, right? What did he say? It's PR, it's outreach, it's outreach. So you have a couple of wild principles, and then he has an entire wing of Harvard University chanting, waving pool noodles. And I guess it underlines this. Finally, it underlines the hunger in the human soul to belong to something larger than themselves. And sometimes they'll be willing to accept really wild, out there ideas and teachers who put their opinions and their teachings at the center. And that actually is one of the prime things that define a cult, right? Like religion, as opposed to cult, religion is open. Religion is open to examination. It's open to pushback. It's open to falsification. And cults don't operate like that, right? Once the teacher has made the pronouncement, that is the doctrinaire position, and there is no pushback, and there is no contradiction. And it's very much a blind belief. Stick your fingers in your ears, and don't challenge. Thankfully, Christianity is not like that. I mean, yes, lots of sub-Christian cults have started based on that kind of thinking, but the Christian religion started like this. Paul stands up in front of a court and says to Agrippa, these things were not done in a corner. So the entire Christian beginnings were based in not just somebody's secret teachings revealed in a cave someplace, but openly as historical events, not done in a corner, open to investigation, and that's good, isn't it? I mean, Jesus would put out his own works, as he says, if you don't believe me because I claim to be the Son of God, well, then you should believe me based on the evidence. Believe me based on what you see. So the Christian religion is constantly appealing to facts and evidence and reasons, which helps us marry our hearts and our minds and helps us avoid cultish traps like the ones at Harvard. So that's my cold take on that video. So if you got something else you want us to look at, comment on, please send it to social@ac3.org. And until next time, peace out.